What's up, fellas? My brothers, my homeboys from Three Crosses. Welcome to our series on Ecclesiastics, and I believe it's day 9. But I've been hearing some pretty cool stuff, man, from the other brothers, Justin and Ryan and Arasika, that are bringing it, and so just to recap really briefly, that Ecclesiastics is a book about searching for the meaning of life. It's about finding purpose. As the writer Solomon puts it, our life under the sun. So Solomon determines that the meaning of life is unpredictable and difficult to understand. He shows us that through our eyes, right? We see that life can be meaningless. Calls it chasing the wind. So let's go ahead and just dive in, man. I'll be reading Ecclesiastes chapter 4, 1 through 4. So here we go. Next I observed all the oppression and sadness throughout the earth, the tears of the oppressed, and no one helping them, while on the side of the oppressors were powerful allies. So I felt that the dead were better off dead than the living. And most fortunate of all are those who have never been born and have never seen all the evil and crime throughout the earth. Then I observed that the basic motive for success is the driving force of envy and jealousy, but this too is foolishness and chasing the wind. So it's this oppression part that caught my attention the most. It just took me back to when I was young, and y'all know that we learn things from when we're very young, man. And this thing that I learned was not gonna serve me well in my life whatsoever. and that happened when I was in grade school. I don't know if it was junior high or elementary, but there was this kid who came into our classroom, and he started he was a big kid. He wasn't from our neighborhood. He came in from somewhere else, and the dude started slapping people around, and pushing people around, and doing the bully thing. And eventually it came around to me. He came around to me, and I was a little afraid. I was intimidated. I seen what he was doing, so I didn't want I didn't want this guy to push me around and to start slapping me around. So came to a head, and we had our fights, right? And they were pretty good scraps, and it was just wasn't once, but it was more. But eventually, that ended, and so I got a rep, man. And, people kind of knew that I had stood up, and the story, man. It's just like I was standing up for myself, but something funny happened, man, and unfortunate, that I learned that through this dude, I could start to act the same way. I could start pushing people around. I could start to push my will on people, and that just didn't work. It just didn't work for me, man. I just got in trouble. Yeah, and so my life became meaningless, man, and I had missed out on a lot of good things, man. And it's a shame, it's a shame what we learn in this world. But here's the good news, I started to pay attention to Christ. I started to, it wasn't going to work for me, so I needed to do something, and I needed to do something drastic, and that was to follow Jesus, man. And what's cool in Matthew 5, it just shows us that it's never too late to learn a better way. And that's knowing Jesus, and he teaches us, how to have compassion for others, and how to pray, and how to love on on our enemies, and to have a whole different type of heart, man. And kind of happened later on in my life, but thank God, thank God for that saving grace, man. That I was able to realize that, you know, this world has nothing to offer us really. It's not going to teach us anything good, and so the only good that we can have is knowing Jesus. So with that thought, I just leave you guys, and be catching you guys real soon on the flip side.